We're back. Back after a wild ass Saturday. That might have been the most wild set of games I've ever seen.
Well, shit, Vikings, Colts really set the whole weekend up for an absolute. I don't even know how to describe it. It was just weird.
Yeah. I don't know what was going on. But hey, Kirk Cousins looked absolutely great, so worked out for us.
Yeah, sorry that happened. Glad it wasn't me. Jeff Saturday, first half merchant.
Dude, I don't even know. That was so like losing Jonathan Taylor sucks, and I couldn't tell you if they win if they have Jonathan Taylor. But dear Lord, that was absolutely insane.
Yeah.
Is Matt Ryan a Hall of Famer?
Based upon the counting stats, probably, and he has an MVP, which helps his case. Like
Just being attached to two of the biggest choke jobs in history. Like
the only one that matters is the one against the Patriots because the other one was
yeah,
a fucking regular season game and a lost season against one
yeah,
of the better teams in the league. And they had a high school coach coaching their team. I'm not going to fault Matt Ryan for blowing a 33-point lead. Whenever in reality it was like 14 of the actual. Like the Colts had a 14-0 lead at the half if it weren't for their defense. The defense was going to regress in terms of scoring in the second half. The offense could not adjust.
yeah.
Ramondre, are you playing? Game time decision. That is terrifying.
Yeah, I don't like that one at all. T. Higgins, are you playing? Expected to face the Buccaneers. Perfect.
Love that.
Just what I wanted.
Christian Watson or Antonio Gibson?
Christian Watson.
Well, if Ramondre does play, I could always start him over Christian. That was the one thing about this lineup that I knew I could pivot with is because Saquon plays Sunday at 5:20 and the Packers play Monday at 5:15.
Yeah.
Ramondre plays at because I could have started Waddle over Ramondre, which I should have. Looking back on it, I expected the snow to be a bigger factor in Buffalo.
I didn't expect it to be as cleaned up as it was on the field.
Yeah, they really did a good job last night.
Yeah.
Fans also created a very interesting environment.
Fucking Bills fans are wild. Dude's getting. Did you see the poor cameraman get pelted in the back by a snowball? That man did nothing wrong.
Yeah, I did not see that.
Poor dude's just doing his job and he gets hit in the back by a snowball or an ice ball, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, no, I think Matt Ryan's probably on a track for the Hall of Fame. I don't know if I would guarantee it, but I think he's got a better shot than even a guy like Phillip Rivers, as much as it pains me to say it. Like Super Bowls matter for the Hall of Fame, but MVPs and individual statistics also matter.
You know what yesterday's game showed me too is that as long as Raheem Mostert is healthy, you probably can't start Jeff Wilson if he's healthy too.
That's fair.
It was weird. Jeff Wilson took over the backfield at first, but after last night's game, I even if Jeff Wilson's healthy against Green Bay next week, I don't think I could start him. Higgins, Rashad, or Mondre. So this can wait until 1:00, so you're good here. So I would play Ramondre if he plays, and then if not, I would go to Higgins. And then if he doesn't play, then you're stuck with White. But you have two game time decisions and Rashad White, but I'm leaning Ramondre.
Yeah, if Ramondre is going to be playing, the scariest part about the first two that you mentioned is even if they do suit up, who's to say how much they're going to play? And that's the scariest thing about all three of those players. Rashad White is healthy. Leonard Fournette is also healthy, so that's a mixed bag out in their setup in Tampa Bay. But I'm playing Ramondre if he's healthy, or if he's going to play, because if he's suiting up, I don't think they're going to suit up Damian Harris.
I think he's already considered out.
Okay, that probably makes it a little bit easier to start Yep, he's out. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, and in PPR too, Ramondre can feast off just a few snaps, let alone, a full game.
Yeah, 100%.
But like I said, luckily, Trev, you have the option to wait until 1 o'clock and see everybody. So
100%.
So you're good to start Ramondre. So Ramondre, Higgins, and Rashad in that order of health. And I think Ramondre and Higgins are expected to play. I think Ramondre is just more of a game time decision than Higgins is. I think they'll just probably see what Ramondre looks like in warm ups. Hey.
I'm smashing Connor this week. I think if you have James Conner, you either got, because even though James Conner got hurt, I think he was one of the better values at running back this year to a certain extent. Like he was going in the same range as like Leonard Fournette and some of those guys. And whenever Connor has played, he's been impressive. And I don't think that's hyperbole. I think James Conner moving forward is in the RB1 conversation. Because Colt McCoy is not a terrible starting he's not a terrible quarterback. He's one of the better backups in terms of being able to run the scheme that the Cardinals have. And anything the Cardinals are going to do moving forward is going to be through James Conner. So even if he doesn't have a breakout type performance, this is a guy that's still averaging 14 points a week. His lowest outputs have been in around 7 points, but he scored over 10 in every week aside from week 2, week 3, and week 5. And that's against Philadelphia, Vegas, and the Rams in week 3. So, yeah, I'm starting Connor everywhere I have him.
Yeah, and the Denver defense has been falling a little bit. They're middle of the road in terms of giving up points to running backs, and Jacksonville is bottom 10. So I understand if people pick Pollard, but Pollard doesn't have the touchdown upside that James Conner does because Zeke exists. And even though Dallas could probably run the ball a lot today, I would still just go with the main guy. And I think he's going to get a lot of dump down. So especially if this is PPR, Alec, it's James Conner because he'll get easily 4 to 5 receptions today, I feel like.
And even though Pollard has been great this year, I'm not fully certain of his workload because he's not going to get the goal line touches. Zeke gets all the goal line work in terms of like opportunities for the touchdowns. Pollard is elite whenever he's catching the ball out of the backfield. Like he has a higher ceiling than James Conner. His floor even seems a little bit better. He's more volatile. He's had under 10 points in 1, 2, 3, 4 games, but he's played every week, so it's a little different in how you're skewing it. I like Pollard a lot. He's going to look really interesting in a new uniform next year. So I don't know. You could flip a coin. I'm siding Connor just because the volume is going to be there. I think he gets 20 plus carries. He'll probably have 3 or 4 targets, and he's going to have as many opportunities to score as Cliff Kingsbury draws up. Because it's a lot easier in the red zone to just hand it off to the guy in the backfield than trying to throw the ball to any of the receivers. Because Hopkins and Hollywood are really good, but Colt McCoy, as good as he is limited. So, yeah, I'm going to side Connor.
Yeah, James Conner for me is like a top 10 play this week, especially when a backup quarterback is in. He's just going to see a lot more catches, which is just easily racks up a ton of points really fast.
It's going to be hard to stack the box as well. Oh, wow. It's funny. According to Fantasy Pros, number 12 is James Conner for the week, and Tony Pollard's number 11. So you're really just you're pulling straws at that point.
Yeah, I don't think either decision is particularly wrong. I just like the guy who has the starting job and doesn't really have a backup that's any good.
Yeah, no. If Benjamin or any of the other guys was out there in Arizona, it'd be different. But they've literally purged that entire backfield of like competent backups.
Okay, I really like this one. Pick 3.
Yep.
Ezekiel Elliott, Alvin Kamara, Jameson Williams, James Conner, and Joe Mixon. It is standard. So no.
Jameson Williams is not startable in PPR leagues at this point. So you're not even thinking about starting him in a standard league. Yeah, he scored a touchdown on 2 targets, but
yeah. I was leaning benching Zeke and Jameson Williams.
Yeah, that seems the fairest. Mixon concerns me. I know how good Mixon can be on a week-to-week basis. The problem with Joe Mixon is that he's volume reliant. Like he always has been. More carries Mixon gets, the more points he scores. Obviously, that's how any running back works. But he's only finished with 20 plus carries 3 times this year. And while he's had solid outputs, his best weeks have came whenever he has those 20 plus carries. Like week 9 against Carolina, he had 22 carries for 153 yards and he had the 4 touchdowns. 5 actually. Outside of that, his finishes are like kind of pedestrian. He's gone over 20, 1, 2. He's gone over 20 twice this season. So Mixon was going in the first round in a lot of drafts this year because of the year he had last year. And that was primarily because they needed him to be healthy. I like Mixon. I think Mixon's floor is concerning a bit with P. Ryan out there. I think P. Ryan's going to cede a lot of the receiving work. Mixon has to score a touchdown for him to be a top end play. And that's not something you want out of your RB1. Like, obviously, running backs to score touchdowns, score more points. That's not me saying, like, well, you can't have a touchdown-dependent RB1. Any running back that scores a touchdown is probably startable. But with the trends in Cincinnati's offense, and if T. Higgins is healthy, it just makes Mixon's opportunities that much thinner. This is a big one.
Let's see. ETN, Mike Evans, Judy, or Zonovan at the flex this week. Okay. Hold on. Your RB1 is Dalvin Cook and Henry. Okay, so you got a really good day yesterday out of Dalvin Cook. My RB1 is Amon-Ra, D-Hop. 2 flex league. I have Kamara in a spot since this for flex 2. Okay, so all your decisions are good so far.
I'm doing Mike Evans, and I'm not looking back. Out of the three names listed, ETN's there. I'm still going Mike Evans. I'm assuming this is PPR just because ETN's cool. Dallas is scary. ETN could have a decent day, but at the same time, like
he could not.
The thing about Jacksonville is they have other running backs, and by other running backs I mean JaMychal Hasty. So it's not like I'm super worried about
Jamal Agnew, dude.
Exactly. The Jaguars are going to feed whoever is open and whoever's going to be able to help them win. It's not going to be a subservient, like, oh, we got to feed this guy type thing. Mike Evans is going to get peppered.
Honestly, with your team, I don't know how you're going to lose this week. You got a pretty solid lineup this week. But yeah, let's go with Evans here. He has big upside along with guys that you're starting. Kamara should smash. Henry could smash.
With the lineup you have right now, out of Cook and Henry and Amon-Ra and D-Hop, you have very safe floors across the board. And Kamara in the flex is a pretty safe floor against Atlanta historically.
Dalvin Cook already gave him 26.
You have the ability to kind of reach the Mike Evans play, hoping that he finally gets that touchdown and over 100 yards. So I personally would go Mike Evans for the upside. You can afford him to not have the best day in the world with your lineup looking the way it is.
Start 3. DJ Moore, Dante Foreman, Jerry Jeudy, Christian Kirk, and Allen Lazard.
Kirk and Foreman off rip.
I hate Dante Foreman, though. I'm really leaning more Kirk and Jeudy. I just can't.
Brett Ripien?
He's the only guy alive. Jerry Judy's really the only. I think Sutton's out again. I know it's Brett Ripien, but the Arizona defense is bad. Sutton's out. I just really don't like Dante Foreman. I can't. Against non-Atlanta teams, he's just not there. 4 against Cincinnati, 2 against Baltimore, 11 against Denver, and 8.5 against Seattle.
Jerry Jeudy's going to get the targets. The thing about Jerry Jeudy over his career is I don't trust his hands a lot of the time. I feel like he drops a lot of passes that he shouldn't drop. Like, Jeudy has the upside. So you have to start 3. Christian Kirk is a pretty safe floor. DJ Moore is way too volatile for me to
but so is really. Lazard. Lazard doesn't fucking get targets from Rodgers anymore.
I know. DJ Moore put up 0.6 points last week.
But what about the week before?
He was on a bye.
What about the week before that? I know he had a big game. I know he had a big game with Darnold, but
DJ
then he
Moore
put up
is a
point
player that
6.
consistently gets drafted in the 4th round or 5th round. This year he's put up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks of 10 plus points, with 2 of those being over 20. He's averaging 10.4 points per game. This is nothing new. DJ Moore is one of the most talented receivers in the league in terms of just route running, able to get the ball. He is not good in fantasy. DJ Moore is talented enough to get you 20, but his team is terrible enough to get you 0.3.
Right.
And with DJ Moore, I'm relying upon Sam Darnold, and I don't like that. At least with Donta Foreman, it's not a question of if fucking Sam Darnold can hand the ball off. With Foreman, it's just you got to hand him the ball, and I get it. Against teams that aren't Atlanta, he hasn't really put up a lot of points. Outside of Baltimore, since he started playing, he has 1, 2, 3 finishes of around 10 plus points. At worst, you're getting 4.1, 2.4. But since he's been getting, and that was week 9 against Cincy, he had 7 carries. The worst thing was Baltimore. He had 11 carries. They're playing Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh is decent. I don't think Pittsburgh is like gangbusters. I really think the guaranteed 15 to 25 touches is something that you can't pass up in this. Because with Kirk.
So then who's the third one? So if we agree
Jerry
on Christian
Jeudy.
Kirk and okay. So
I'm not starting DJ Moore over Jerry Jeudy, especially with Sutton out.
Yeah.
Even
I'm gonna go Lutz over Koo because I think I don't know what I'm gonna get at Desmond Ridder this week, and the New Orleans Saints defense isn't terrible, so I'll just take the team that I think is gonna score the more points.
I agree.
Start one: Jerry Jeudy, Tyler Boyd, or Rachaad White. Well, Tyler Boyd can get on out of here. I'm not starting Tyler Boyd literally ever in my entire life. What did Rachaad White do against San Francisco? He put up 9 points.
And Tyler with the sage advice, as always, that's just starting the players who score more points.
Fantasy football is a skill game where the better player always wins.
So I'm leaning. It's between Jeudy and Rachaad White. I think I might lean White.
White got 5. White gets a lot of receptions. He gets a lot of targets. 9, 8, and 5. And the only reason why he didn't put up over 10, at least in our league, is because he fumbled. But fumbles lose a lot of points in this league. So I would take Rachaad White here. I think he's almost a guaranteed 10.
He's getting usage.
Yeah.
Denver or Dallas?
Denver.
Yeah.
I don't know what Dallas defense I'm getting this week, and the Jaguars are on fire. Dallas could easily put up a defensive touchdown, sack Trevor Lawrence 3 times, but I just don't know what Dallas defense I'm getting this week. And I told somebody this morning to start Denver because although that offense is extremely talented with Hollywood, Moore, Connor, all these guys, Colt McCoy is still prone to turning the ball over, and their line is god-awful. So I think Denver just has more chance to give you a safer floor in the sense. Dallas is definitely the higher ceiling, but you just don't know if you're going to get 4 or 20. I love my Dallas defense, but boy, do they put me in a bind sometimes. Good Lord.
And whenever it comes to fantasy football, streaming your defense will make you happier 9 times than 10. Unless you have the top defense of that year, like 2 years ago with New England, whenever they were literally gangbusters.
Okay, I love this question. I grabbed it on purpose on Tyler's thread. Are you ready?
Hit me.
360 questions for me today. Quiet day. Quiet day. I mean, yeah. Rex Burkhead.
Yes.
Dare Ungubawale.
Yes.
Nelson Aguilar or Ben Skoranek.
I'm not starting Ben Skoranek, even if he was the only receiver on the Rams roster.
I mean, but he's basically Cooper Kupp.
I've seen him drop more passes in his short career than probably any receiver. Like in the Super Bowl, watching him play made me physically ill. Nothing against him. It's just he's a solid player. I'm sure he gives a lot of heart, and he plays the game a very, very admirable way. It's crazy.
The World Cup is too distracting. I can't believe, France tying it in 2 minutes is fucking wild.
With
I'm not
Damian Harris,
personally. Is Damian
go ahead.
Harris what?
With Damian Pierce out, Rex Burkhead is kind of like staring at me.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
not
basically
starting.
which one. I don't know which one gets the carries. Is it Dare or Rex?
He's in line for more work Sunday. So he's got totals of 4, 2, and 1 in terms of carries. Probably Burkhead. I whenever I say Burkhead, it means Dare is going to get all the carries.
Yeah.
Burkhead was the guy to start the year that was actually getting some work whenever Pierce was still like looking to ascend. Oh,
Actually, somebody dropped Damian Pierce in my work league, so I might grab him for a playoff run if I need him desperately.
well, he's on the IR. I think he's done for the year.
He's on the IR?
Yeah, they IR'd him. Same with Stingley and all those guys.
Oh,
Yeah,
they
he's done
did
for the
IR
year.
him.
Yeah,
Shit.
he's not just out. He's done. They shut him down.
No, I thought he was just out. Okay. And then the second part to that question is Joe Burrow or Justin Fields?
I like Joe Burrow a lot. He's shut me the hell up this year in a lot of ways. He's number
Tampa Bay
4.
looks bad.
Joe Burrow's number 4 in terms of PPR quarterbacks, which he'd be number 4 damn near any breakdown unless it's a 6-point passing touchdown league. I'm starting Burrow over Justin Fields. Yeah, because the thing is, Justin Fields has a higher upside, kind of. His floor is a bit safer, but he has no weapons today. Like, he has no weapons. His main guy in Mooney is out. He has Cole Kmet and a bunch of dudes that I can't even name.
Yeah. Hey, don't forget about Equanimous St. Brown, dude. Come on now.
No, yeah, I'm taking Joe Burrow. I think Burrow has a big day. I think Burrow has, especially if Higgins is back, Burrow has like all of his weapons.
Joe Burr. I mean, even if T. Higgins was out, he still has Jamar Chase, and really,
Evan
that's all he
Ingram
needs.
or Greg Dulcich. Start Greg Dulcich. As someone that started Evan Ingram for his eruption, I'm only starting him because Tyler Higbee sucks. Starting Evan Ingram is the game where you have to take your 5 points and be happy with it. And he gave me 37 last week, so I'm beyond happy. But I expect the 5 points this week.
And let me tell you, there is nothing more than what a backup loves than a tight end. Backups love their tight ends.
Okay, let's see. Start 2
Yeah,
p.m.
we definitely pop in there a lot and been getting much more follows. We broke 10,000 followers, so we're excited for that. Pacheco, Godwin, Barkley.
If there's anywhere to lean, Barkley's the first name you're looking at. I'm sorry. I know he's had some down weeks. Saquon is a must start.
I think he's fine now, too. He doesn't have a neck issue anymore.
Yeah, he's full practice on Wednesday. Isn't even listed on the injury report this week. Even dealing with
what he put up 19 the last time he faced the Commanders.
And he had 9K. He's averaging over 3 yards a carry, like on the season. Like he's going to be effective. And if they want to win, the Giants need Saquon to have a day to win this game with how bad their receiving core is. I'd say I'm going to lean Pacheco and Barkley. Just because
it's really close for me. Like, it's hard for me to go against a short I made on top of, like, don't let me tell you to bench Pacheco and McKinnon this week. But I feel like Pacheco is going to find the end zone today. I feel like Pacheco and McKinnon will find the end zone today because Mahomes just really doesn't have to do a damn thing today. And then Barkley is easily the start here. Barkley is a hammer for me. He's going to put up 15 to 20 points. It's just the volume that he gets. And the way the Giants and Commander plays, it's going to be it's not going to be negative game script for the Giants. Like, they're going to be able to run the ball.
I'm going to start Pacheco and Barkley.
Godwin's
great. His volume is going to be there. The thing about Pacheco right now is since week 11, he's finished with 10 points or more in PPR leagues. He's gotten at least like 12 carries in the last 5 weeks from week 10 to week 14, he's had at least 13 carries, and he's had at least 15 touches, if I'm correct. So he's getting volume and one of the best offenses in football. It's only a matter of time until he starts scoring, like in the end zone. And in that stretch, he only has 2 touchdowns. So he might not even find the end zone today. But all he has to do is take his touches, be efficient. He's averaging almost 5 yards a carry since week 10.
I mean, the thing is, if there's any day to find the end zone, it's against the Texans. And then he has
Exactly.
another smash matchup against Seattle next week.
Exactly. And while Cincy's secondary isn't my favorite in the world, I like Godwin. I'm starting him in most of my leagues because he's Chris Godwin, and I don't have better options. But Pacheco feels like a must start this week.
Yeah. I completely agree. Tyler's boat's a really good boat. I should hope so. I don't need that shit sinking. No boats sinking around here, friends. No boats. As I scroll through Tyler's thread to look for questions that haven't been answered. Higgins, Lazard, or Slayton?
Higgins.
Higgins if he's healthy,
And
Slayton if he's not.
Yeah. I'm not starting Allen Lazard unless it was like week 1.
I have no shares of Allen Lazard this year. I didn't touch him. I didn't understand the hype. I just did it.
I got the hype. I just after like fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, can't get fooled again. Lazard was supposed to be the guy, and he was actually pretty. He's averaging 12.5 a game. He's better than DJ Moore.
True.
Let's see. Yeah, because it's tough. With
a lot of people.
The thing about Allen Lazard is Christian Watson really makes you think. Like I don't know how to grade out Allen Lazard week to week. He's still getting like 4 to 6 targets a week after Watson's breakout. Drake London sounds super interesting on this next question too. Yeah, I'll lean Slayton over Lazard, but I think Lazard has a clearer path to scoring more points than Slayton consistently. Because Lazard's worst week was 3 weeks ago against Philadelphia, which makes sense. But beyond that, he's almost a guaranteed 10 points. Aside from week 10, where he had 7.5 against Dallas, he has 9.3, 14.5, 17.6, 13.5, 17.6, 11. He's very consistent. His floor is relatively like 10 points, and his ceiling isn't much higher. But so I think I'd lean on Lazard over Slayton. Rodgers is still better than Jones, and Watson is the guy out there, but
I'm leaning Chris Moore.
Argentina just scored.
I know somebody, we were talking with somebody on Twitter that they have like a parlay and like their 5 legs are done and they bet like Argentina to win the World Cup at like the beginning of the World Cup. So if they haven't cashed out, they might cash out pretty hard. But yeah, I'm going to go Chris Moore here. I don't know what I'm going to get out of Desmond Ridder, so I can't really start Drake London. Is Marshawn Lattimore healthy? That like slightly matters to me, but I still think I'm leaning Chris Moore, the guy who put up 100 against Dallas, still out. Okay, so that slightly matters a little bit, but I still think it's Chris Moore because I believe Brandon Cooks is out, and I believe Nico Collins is out.
Same with
Brandon
Cook,
Cooks.
Yeah. No, Chris Moore's the play. The only person he's competing for targets with is Rex Burkhead at this point. So yeah, no, it's a clear path.
Yeah, just play the guy and Houston's going to be playing from behind. It's not particularly close.
Yeah, Houston doesn't have much of a choice. Chris Moore is going to have to be involved if this game is going to be anywhere closer than we think it's going to be.
I'm so ready for Houston to give KC like a hard time. Yeah, you're welcome. No problem. We're here the rest of the way for you. If you make the semis, we'll be here. If you make the finals, we'll be here. Hell, we'll be here week 18. We're always here. What was I going to say? I'm ready for Houston to give KC a super hard time. KC wins a close game, and people like trashing Dallas last week is going to be like, wow, KC can really win ugly games, can't they? And I'll be like, what? I hate that. I hate that term, being able to win ugly games. Shit drives me nuts.
Messi scored the third goal for Argentina. Makes sense, but like, damn, that dude's good. Well, France can answer here. That would be absolutely insane. I don't think there's much time for them to do it, though. They just went past 110 minutes. How many minutes are in a soccer match? That's a great question. No, I don't seem ignorant.
I believe that overtime and extra minutes are just determined by the refs.
You know, that's the craziest part. They could literally just say, okay, cool, Argentina wins. And it's like, fuck.
All right, we're done. Yeah, somebody
Yeah.
made a post. Is like, can you imagine in football if at any point the referees just decided that the game was over? 90 minutes, but it's 120. And pretty much. Pacheco, Najee, or Judy? Oh,
Pacheco.
okay.
I'm going Pacheco.
Yeah. Carolina's defense has been really good, and like we said, we like Jerry Judy to an extent, but at the same time, it's also Brett Ripien. 120 minutes on OT. Hey,
Najee
you're teaching
Harris
me more than I know.
Najee has been actually like not terrible over the last 5 weeks, give or take. He hasn't been terrible since like week 5. He's not what you needed
Pacheco.
him whenever you drafted him. Yeah, I agree. I'm gonna lean Pacheco. D-Hop, yeah.
I love D-Hop. He was actually still pretty good with Colt McCoy the 2 weeks that they played together. Let's see. I believe
Hopkins
that was
finish with 11.9 last week, and that's after Kyler blew his knee out in the first quarter. I like
and with the
Hopkins.
fumble. I'm trying to remember. Colt played against San Francisco. Did Kyler play against the Chargers? He did. So it must have been against the Rams that Colt McCoy played. And Hopkins finished with 19.8 and 18.1. So Hopkins still is going to get absolutely peppered, even if it is by Colt McCoy. He's just that fucking talented. D-Hop is that dude. God, where's he going to get drafted next year?
D-Hop?
Yeah, in like a redraft.
Second or third round.
I feel that, Mark. I'm on a bye, luckily, with JT, but I know a lot of people suffered with JT, and like it was such a good matchup too. And I can't blame anybody for playing JT. It's just you live by the injuries, you die by the injuries. It's the unfortunate part of the game. And then Andrews, yeah, I don't know what's up with Mark Andrews at this point. I guess he has Tyler Huntley thrown to him, so hard to say. Pacheco or Aaron Jones? Oh man.
Aaron Jones has the higher ceiling, and I don't think it's close. Depends on what you need out of your matchup. If you need someone to score you 20, Jones is more likely to do that. If you need someone to give you 10 to I like Pacheco. I think Aaron Jones is the play. It'd be one thing if Jones had his week 3, week 6, and week 9 back to back to back. But outside of his sub 10 finishes, he's put up at least. So I'll just go through the weeks. So he's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 weeks out of this season. He's finished with 10 points or more. Out of those 10 matchups, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of those are basically 15 points or more. I counted one where it was like 14.5, rounded it up for you, so you don't have to worry about the math. Aaron Jones is still good. He's done what we expected him to do. He's literally PPR back 11 on the year, and no one talks about it. Aaron Jones, it's death taxes and Aaron Jones. And the thing is, he hasn't had any real insane weeks. His best performance, obviously, was against Chicago in week 2. He had 3 touchdowns, or he had 2 touchdowns. But outside of that, he's only scored 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 touchdowns on the year. I expect Jones to be scoring moving forward. If the Packers want to win games, Aaron Jones has to score. I like Aaron Jones this week. I think he's a smash matchup.
I'm benching Brian Robinson here.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
You don't know what you could.
And Swift. I'm sorry. I didn't see Swift in there, but I'm also benching Swift. I'm going to go Pacheco, Jones, and Moore.
That's fair. I agree.
Trevor. I'm going to go Trevor on this. I don't like. Who's Tannehill even playing?
Chargers.
Oh, God. Is Bosa still out? Is Bosa coming back this week?
I think he's eyeing the Colt matchup.
Okay. Oh, that sucks for my JT share, but
he's not going to play next week. JT's probably going to be done for the year. They're playing
I
for.
read that his injury is not as bad as first believe.
Yeah, I don't give a shit how bad it is. Jeff Saturday isn't coaching for anything. The Colts suck. Running out JT for a team that let me just look up the Colts record real quick, so I'm not gonna sound ignorant. They're 4-9
and one.
They're not play. They realistically could still have a shot to win the division, which is it's so ugly. It's so gross.
What would the record be? It'd be 7-9-1. That'd be so wild. Hosting a playoff game at 7-9-1. That'd be hilarious.
Both South divisions are literal dog shit.
Oh, they're so bad.
So for me, it's Lawrence with the close finish of Goff next. Zach Wilson is nowhere near anyone's lineups. I don't care. He could have 3 straight weeks of 30 points. I'm not starting him. I don't trust him.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Lawrence here. Like I'll say it every single time this matchup comes up. I don't know what Dallas defense I'm getting this week. Lawrence could put up 5. Lawrence could put up 30.
And it's not like Goff. It's not like Goff has an easy matchup with the Jets. You're picking your poison. I think Lawrence is more talented than Goff. Lawrence can do better under pressure than Goff can. And if the Jets get to Goff, it's going to be an ugly game.
Chris Moore.
Yeah.
Gallup's volume is non-existent and not consistent week to week. And we just talked about DJ Moore too, not being really trustable with Sam Darnold. Sam Darnold likes him, but Sam Darnold is also Sam Darnold. And the KC secondary is not very good either.
Dude, Mbappe with a free kick.
The man who already scored
He just got it.
He's nuts. He's actually insane.
That's like one of the first hat tricks in World Cup final history, I think. You're
wild.
Kidding. You're fucking kidding. Wow. That goalkeeper, poor guy. How old is Kylian Mbappe? Holy shit.
T. Higgins or Mike Evans?
I'm leaning T, but if you can't go, you go Mike Evans. Mbappe's 23 years old.
True champion.
He's already got a World Cup, dude. That keeper got so baited. Holy shit. Messi's 35?
Man, you are just this. It's like Mike Yastrzemski all over again.
No, I thought he's like 28 for the last 10 years, so it makes sense. Argentina needs to win this damn game. I don't know if Messi has another shot after that. He probably does. He's superhuman, but holy cow. Now I hope this goes to penalties. There's no other way to finish this out. Holy cow.
22 minutes until the 10 o'clock games kick off. Yesterday's games, though. Good Lord.
Deshaun Watson continues to win for the Browns. Snowball's star in Saturday Night Football.
And the Colts can't do anything right. Okay, this one's something. Isaiah Hodgins or Joshua Palmer.
I got to roll with my boy Palmer. Josh Palmer is a consistent 9 points, and at this point, that's what you're looking for.
I think his first name is Pierre. Pierre Strong, Rex Burkhead.
Burkhead. If Stevenson plays, Pierre Strong's a practice squad player.
Yep.
Hodgins had a couple of good back-to-back weeks. Oh, he's a Giants receiver. I hate that.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, Josh Palmer for sure. Herbert clears.
Herbie. Oh, man.
Oh, I thought France just scored again. Oh, my God.
Tyler wasn't wrong, dude. World Cup's distracting.
This Mbappe, I knew that Mbappe was good. I was unfamiliar. I was familiar with his work, but not in this way. This dude is insane.
Do we need the Shaq meme? I was unfamiliar with your work.
I can't wait till this goes to penalty kicks and Mbappe and Messi miss their free kicks. So then it's going to be some random dude. And by some random dude, I mean like a legend of their respective home country. Someone who is not Mbappe or Messi. You know me, a scholar of international sports. They added another 3 minutes. Oh my God. All they had to do was stop Mbappe. Yeah, no, JT should get shut down. I have JT in one of my leagues, and I understand if you're in the playoffs and you have JT. If you're in the playoffs and you have JT, congrats, you have a stellar team. You probably don't need him in the playoffs.
Hey man, I
Because
can use whatever I can get.
You didn't need him in the regular season. If I'm Jim Irsay and Chris Ballard, I'm having a conversation about it. There's no point in putting unnecessary miles and torquing up his body even more. Like he had insane volume in college. We're not gonna sit here and have like it makes no sense to run him into the ground for a lost season.
Sure, it does because I want my fantasy championship.
I get it, but the running backs have a certain time limit unless you're Derrick Henry. Like there's a mileage counter. The NFL treats running backs like Honda Civics. Once they get past a certain threshold, it's like, man, we're playing like not Honda Civics. It's like how do I put it? It's like the two-door that you bought whenever you were fresh out of college that cost you like $8,000. It's good for about 150,000 miles, but once you get past that threshold, you're just happy for every time it turns over. You know, that's how running backs are viewed in the NFL. And for lack of better terms, there is a touch ceiling with a lot of these guys. After they pass an age or ceiling of touches, it gets really hard for them to actually continue to put up. Oh, wow. Oh, we got a penalty.
15 yards?
Offsides.
It's only 5 yards.
Damn. That's one thing about soccer that I hate. I used to play the FIFA games when I was younger, like the career ones, and like offsides would always get me. I'm like, motherfuckers.
Ramondre Stevenson, David Montgomery, Rashad White, Dante Foreman, Jamal Williams. 2 of them.
White and Stevenson. If Stevenson can't go, it's Montgomery or Foreman. I like Montgomery more than Foreman, but not by a lot.
I think Foreman, Monty, and Williams are 10 o'clock. So I would say Montgomery and Stevenson, and then if Stevenson can't go, you pivot to White.
Yes. That is the correct answer.
Jordan Akins or Daniel Bellinger if he plays. Look, man, I didn't even know Bellinger was hurt.
He broke his jaw like weeks ago, dude.
Good Lord.
Ribs. Yeah, or he broke
questionable.
Ribs, yeah.
It's not considered serious and reported more likely that he plays than not. Put up 7 against Washington, 97% snaps played, 5 targets for 24 yards, or 5 catches for 24 yards.
I think I'm going to lean Bellinger. Akins is cool, but then again, Chris Moore supremacy. So,
yeah.
Rex Burkhead's out there. So, I don't know, man. This is one of those ones where you get 5 points and you take it.
Yeah. If you're not starting Travis Kelce, you take what you can get.
Give me the 5 points.
DeAndre Swift, Rashad White, and Dalton Schultz. Which one are you benching?
Sorry, one more time.
DeAndre Swift, Rashad White, and Dalton Schultz. Which one are you benching?
Swift. Okay. Well, no. If you have a tight end that you're starting over Schultz, bench Schultz. I hate starting 2 tight ends. Starting 2 tight ends is asinine. The touch threshold just is not there. Oh, it's Josh Palmer. This shouldn't even be a question.
Yes, sir. I mean, honestly, if you squint hard enough, Baker Mayfield and Ben Skoranek are basically Stafford and Cup.
He put up 15.9. He had 8 targets last week.
Who, Skoranek?
Yeah, never mind.
Let's be fair here. They played Las Vegas.
Yeah, if Jair Alexander's covering Skoranek, I don't feel too.
I'm so ready for Skoranek to just moss Jair Alexander.
Homeboy's projected for 8 points. I guess there could be a higher threshold for him to score points than Josh Palmer based upon targets to be had in the offense, but Josh Palmer is a league's better player than Ben Skoranek.
Skoranek's floor is safer, right?
Palmer's had at least no, not at all. Skronik's finished like 3 games this season with 10 points. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 finishes of 9 or more points for Josh Palmer. And it's not like he's getting 3 targets a week. This isn't a Christian Watson usage. He's getting 6, 12, 10, 8, 10, 7, 11. And with Keenan Allen and Mike Williams back, 6 targets. Like,
Okay.
they move the
I was
ball
never
around a
going to
lot.
pick Ben anyways, but
I'd rather start Ben Roethlisberger than Ben Skoranek this week. Like, I'm sorry. He's not fantasy relevant. And I don't know if he'll ever be.
damn, dude. Bringing up Big Ben. Leave
I know, I hate the guy.
noodle arm man out of it.
It's his elbow, dude. It's not his fault.
It's his fault. He played too long. Pacheco or McKinnon. That's funny. Tyler already got to that one, but I just
Pacheco, and it's somewhat close.
It's really pick your poison on that one. I feel like both are going to have days anyways.
Flip a coin, go against what the coin says.
Oh, never mind. Tyler already got to that one. I would assume Tyler picked Mike Evans over Dante Foreman.
Yeah.
Yep. Just making sure. Sometimes I see them. I'm like, are me and Tyler still on the same page? Higgins or Olave? Started JT in desperation mode. I like Olave. He's really the only guy on that offense. What do you think? Olave or Higgins?
I like Olave. He's the only guy in this offense to catch passes. The Falcons aren't that good. Higgins could have a huge day, but who knows? Zach Taylor is the boogeyman, and he could just give Higgins like 2 plays this week, for all we know.
Let's see. Get killed in round 1, so I need high ceiling. Pick one. Oh, God. Okay, let's.
It's Olave or Swift.
High ceiling.
If you need ceiling, it's Olave or Swift. McKinnon got you 30 last week. It's not happening again. You are chasing points, and then the playoffs, that's the worst thing you can do.
Yeah, ceiling is Olave. He's the only guy on that offense. And
Swift is the most likely to score 30 any week. It's just whether or not Deuce Staley and fucking, what's his name, Dan Campbell are going to give him the touches. Because Swift can take any catch or run 50 yards if he so well pleases. If the blocking is there, let me preface that. Nobody can just take the ball and take it 50 yards unless you're Tyreek Hill. He showed that in the Chargers game on the fumble.
Dallas, Carolina, or Arizona? I'm going to go Carolina because I do believe that Kenny Pickett is out.
Kenny Pickett? Yes, he can.
Who's the starting quarter? It doesn't matter in this situation, but I'm just curious who's starting. Mitch Trubisky, likely a short leash, which means you might also get to face Mason Rudolph, play Carolina.
Yeah.
Need our 2 RBs and a flex. Ramondre Kamara, ETN, Pacheco, Devonta, and Smith. A lot of these guys are 10. When does Kamara play? Does Kamara play at 10 o'clock?
Yeah. Kamara's a lock. Anywhere you have Alvin Kamara, you are starting him.
Yeah, so you're playing Kamara and you're oh god.
So Kamara, Pacheco, Ramondre. And if Ramondre can't go, is it Zay Jones or ETN?
Everyone's 10 o'clock except for Ramondre. That's the problem.
Ooh, then okay. So I'd probably go Kamara, ETN, Pacheco.
Let me read Stevenson and see if there's been any updates. 6 hours ago. Game time decision. Yeah, good chance it's suiting up, but he could easily get hurt.
He could have a pitch count.
Yeah, that's the thing. So what did you say? What was your 3?
With Ramondre's status, I'm going to go Kamara, ETN, Pacheco. Kamara should have one of his best games of the year. ETN, even though he hasn't been as effective as he was at the start of his run, he's not going to score 3.2 weeks back-to-back weeks. I think he's probably more in line for 10 points. And then Pacheco, Christian Watson. Christian Watson, 100%. Texans don't allow a lot of points to quarterbacks, which means receivers aren't the best in the world. Obviously, it's because their running defense really sucks.
Yeah.
But I would say,
real quick, I don't mean any offense when I say this. This means absolutely nothing in my.
It's Lazard and Watson. It's Lazard and Watson than everybody else.
Yeah, Dobbs showed that he just couldn't be the guy. Even if he's back, it doesn't mean much to me. If anything, it opens up more for Christian Watson to me. Hollywood, Zay Jones, or Chris Moore?
Hollywood, but Chris Moore. So Chris Moore than Hollywood than Zay Jones. No, I think Hollywood's a better play. What am I talking about?
Chris Moore's going to get all the volume, though. Chris Moore easily has the volume in this situation.
He had 11 targets. Guess how many targets Hollywood had last week?
I have no idea.
And
8?
I'm not jealous of goalkeepers in the FIFA, whether it be World Cup, any soccer affiliate that has to play goalkeeper. 8 targets for Hollywood last week.
Nailed it.
I'll take Hollywood. Chris Moore has a little bit more volume. I hit him right in the face. Yeah, Romeo Dobbs could be a factor, but I don't think he's going to eat. If he's going to eat anyone's targets, it's going to be Lazard's, because I think Watson is the guy whenever it comes to Rodgers. Oh, dude, Argentina hasn't missed a penalty kick. Holy shit. Mbappe did everything he could. He nailed his penalty kick. He already has 3 goals for France.
Jeez.
Yeah, no, being a goalkeeper in shootouts is the toughest job in any sport. I don't care who you are.
Yeah. 9 minutes left until lineups lock. Let me let's see. Where is my thing? I will retweet this to see if anyone wants to jump in at the last minute. It's kind of interesting, like with most of these games being at 10 o'clock now. Like, there's not a whole lot of afternoon games anymore. So it's like basically everything locks at 10.
Oh shit! I have to. I'm gonna start ETN over Ramondre Stevenson in this league, just because I can't afford to have a 0 on my running back spot.
Exactly.
Everybody else starts at 10. I already have Dawson Knox and Jalen Waddle to start my week, and then I have Jamar Chase, Austin Eckler, and AJ Brown filling out the rest of my skill dudes. So whatever. Oh wow, I'm not winning this week at all. Jesus.
Did you see our 6-man? What Josh Allen did to me?
No. Oh yeah,
like,
that's my team.
75.
That's my team. Yeah.
Put up like 75. I was like, all right, cool, I guess.
That's my murder squad of death. I'd go Pats defense. I've been running the Pats defense everywhere for most of the year. Oh shoot.
Best chance at getting turnovers.
Argentina makes their next penalty kick game over, or if they block France's next attempt, World Cup champions.
Woo!
Wow.
Stressful. Yeah, I would go
Terrifying.
Pats here. They have the best chance to get sacks and turnovers to Derek Carr. Bill Belichick is going to outcoach Josh McDaniels by 6,000 years.
While Dawson Knox and Jalen Waddle gave me good output, I'm projected to lose by like 8, but I'm facing Christian McCaffrey, Justin Tucker, and the Colts defense.
Tucker missed 2 field goals.
Yeah, the Colts defense put up 23.
I had the Colts defense on my bench against you, and they put up like 32, and I was like, son of a bitch.
I have the KC defense in this league, though, so I'm hoping. Okay, France stays alive.
They're insane.
Argentina has to make this kick in the World Cup champions. Will they blow it? I don't know. Find out next week on Dragon Ball Z.
Can we say that?
Find out next week on Redacted Cartoon.
By a cartoon of man screaming for 30 minutes.
It's a great cartoon. The Colts defense was just on waivers this week. God, that's terrifying. Should I start Rashad Bateman? Full PPR. Yeah,
Did Rashad Bateman play yesterday?
No, Rashad Bateman hasn't played. They shut him down like week 8.
Oh, that's right. Well, I just thought Baltimore in my head.
Argentina's World Cup champions.
Dun, 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 dun.
Wow.
Whoever I've been talking to Twitter about that parlay is pretty wild.
Wow. My dad had them winning the World Cup, and I talked my shit to him. I'm like, France is going to take it. I'm happy Argentina won. Wow. Poor Mbappe. Homeboy was going to be 23 years old with 2 World Cups. I'm happy Messi actually got this thing because I don't think he was going to get another shot. Holy crap.
One shot, one opportunity.
USA got hoed. I'm kidding. We just aren't. We are not on the same level.
That is just not our sport.
Wow. Dansby Swanson, who was originally offered a 6-year contract for about $100 million to stay in Atlanta, received a 7-year, $177 million contract from the Cubs.
Godwin, Robinson, or Foreman? Robinson. I can't think of who Robinson is.
Brian
Robinson. Thank you.
It's not Wandale. Wandale's done for the year. Yeah, Chris Godwin.
Yeah, Flex Godwin for sure.
He's in a different tier.
And Tampa Bay's definitely going to be playing from behind today. So Godwin, I wouldn't be surprised if he found the end zone for sure. 4 more minutes until lineups are locked.
It's such a weird look with the score is 3-3 still. It says final. I know Argentina won because of the penalties, but like, yeah,
it's weird to see. You're like, oh, what's the final score? Who won? Wait a minute.
I don't know where this stacks up in terms of like World Cup like finishes, but that's if you got to feel for Mbappe. That is tough.
I don't. Nobody felt for Des Bryant. Somebody tell Gene Steratore that he caught it. Damn it! I need to go back in time.
This dude doesn't have a Dansby Swanson fat head in his room. Come on.
What?
This Braves fans ripping off this fat head that he had on his wall of Dansby Swanson. I'm like, firstly, seek professional help. I get it if it's like Chipper Jones or like, I don't know, Andrew Jones, Freddie Freeman. Dansby Swanson, that's the guy we're putting on our wall.
And like, Dansby? I don't understand getting angry over dudes leaving in free agency. Like, it was pretty obvious Atlanta wasn't going to pay him.
They don't pay anyone except for the guys that are in arbitration.
Exactly. And then they get them on sick, insane deals. Like, they don't pay free agents. I don't understand sports fans sometimes. It's so weird. Like, maybe, I don't know, can you justify being angry when LeBron went to South Beach if you're a Cavs fan?
Yeah, you can. You definitely can because the Cavs are they were a poverty franchise before LeBron came and were for like 6 years after he left, and then they got Kyrie, and then LeBron came back, won him a championship. Now they're good. They've run the whole gamut. But yeah, I get people being mad. I think it's a little ridiculous, but it's just me.
Yeah. The Dansby Swanson one. Like, I can understand being mad at like Freddie Freeman, but and Dansby Swanson. Come on now. Nobody liked him for the first 3 years of his career.
I always liked him. I thought he was a cool dude. Any of those Vanderbilt era dudes, I was just like, yeah.
Being cool doesn't drive in runs, Devin.
Dansby Swanson played for Vanderbilt, right?
No idea. I could never tell you who came out of what college in baseball, because they just sit in development for like 3 years and you kind of forget about them.
He did go to Vanderbilt, yeah.
Anybody from that
era.
Yeah. At least in football, you go from, college to the NFL. Then you're like, oh, okay, he played at this college last year, this and that. But yeah, I barely know that Jack Leiter and Kamar Rocker came from Vanderbilt. Lineups are about to lock. I haven't checked. Oh, I've been checking ours a lot, and we're playing Chris Moore, so we're gonna have some fun today.
I have no edits I can make. Treylon Burks is out. Oh my god.
You didn't know that?
Okay, cool. I fixed it. No?
Okay. Jalen Waddle got 3 catches on 7 targets. Jeez, that
oh
big
my god!
touchdown.
Fucking drop the Packers defense then. Shit.
Garrett Wilson or Jamal Williams? Garrett Wilson. If you still have a minute left to put in Garrett Wilson, I'd put in Garrett Wilson. I don't know what Jamal Williams and Swift are getting week to week. At least Garrett Wilson might see some targets from Zach Wilson. Devin
I need,
scrambling the last
I'm
minute.
freaking out, dude. I'm gonna cry. I need a defense. I don't need a defense. I'll just start the Raiders defense. Fuck it. Well, I could pick up the Bengals defense, but I don't really think I like that either. Washington's defense. I just dropped the Packers defense. I was like, fuck. I don't know what I'm gonna. I could have just swapped them in.
No problem, KA. Good luck in your playoff matchup.
Whatever. I'm just gonna drop the Raiders defense. I hate it here, man. This shit's so frustrating. I hate this league. I hate it here. And I can't put fucking Darren Waller in for Evan Ingram. It's probably better that way. Cam Akers, welcome back to the starting lineup, buddy. I fucking hate that dude. I literally smoked whoever it was last week in your cousin's league with Treylon Burks starting in my flex spot.
Love that.
Who else can I pick up to be an asshole? Let's see. Quarterback. Who dropped Aaron Rodgers? I get it, but like Nelson Aguilar's the top wide receiver available. That's sick.
He's insane.
I'm just going to pick up Aaron Rodgers to be a contrarian.
All right. Lineups are locked. Is that it for us, Devin?
Hey, dude, I think so. I got to rake a bunch of leaves. So, my day is going to be going. Oh, Garrett Wilson for sure. I totally
Over Jamal Williams?
Yeah, no, Jamal Williams probably is a safer pick. I blacked out after I realized that Treylon Burks was in my flex spot. I was like, oh no.
I said Garrett Wilson. Even if it's Zach Wilson, at least I know out of all the wide receivers, I think Wilson will get the most targets from Wilson. Wide receiver, at least.
Oh my lord. I just realized Debo's out too. Fuck. This is oh no. Oh, I can't.
He's locked in. He played on Thursday.
Fuck, I hate that. I have a shot to beat you too is the craziest part. I'm projected to beat you by 2 points.
Hell, dude, my team's trash. Come on now.
This team would have been so good if people just could have stayed healthy.
Debo.
And I have no pivot if Ramondre can't go. I was damned if I did. I was damned if I didn't. Oh my god.
Oh man, that's hilarious.
I hate this league. I beat you in terms of the standings, the final part of the year. Okay, I got dude, you.
I got 21 from Tyreek. I'm good.
I finally got you. Points for 1593.1. I got dunked on most of this year. Like people just came out with their best weeks. But no, thank you everybody for joining in. We'll see you all tomorrow, obviously, for the
6:30 Pacific time. We'll hang out. We're gonna talk fantasy football. We're gonna talk setting your week 16 lineups for your semifinals. We're gonna get you some dubs because I also need some dubs. Like, comment, subscribe, follow us on Twitter where you can honestly get more questions answered on Twitter when we're not live.
Yeah.
That's all I got.
Hey, dude, if that's all you got, that's all I got. Only thing I'll leave you guys with is have a safe Sunday. Be sure to just be sure to have a good one, Don't get too high, don't get too low. The fantasy playoffs were designed to, just be there. So play the players that score the most points, and from me and Austin to everybody else. Peace.